We have two voices in our mind, and boy, I know they're f***ing true. I've heard them, I hear them now, and they're real. It's that one voice I used to love to f***ing hear, that we love to hear. It's that soft motherfucking voice that says, sleep the f*** in. It's okay. It's that coddling voice. You want to be hugged and nurtured and all that shit that says it's going to be okay. Well, there's another motherfucking voice that wakes you up in the middle of the night. It's that demon fucking voice that whispers in your fucking ear that says, get up, motherfucker.
Getting up again and again.
When you feel that you're going down, this little angel is gonna whisper in your ear. He's gonna say, get up, you son of a bitch.
You're not good enough. You gotta work harder. You haven't put enough time in. It's that voice you want to run away from. It's that voice you don't want to hear. But guess what? It's that voice you need to fucking listen to. Stay hard. Listen to the whisper.
I want you to fail, and I want you to get up and do it again. The same thing in life is the same thing here. If you can do this, you can do anything. Anything. Right now, you're 5% away. 5% away from being champion.
We gotta be champion. And today, y'all think this is it. This ain't it. We gotta keep going. Do not give up. Do not feel like you're tired. When you tired, think of last year and think of that f***ing record. Every time I get tired, well, I think I can't go no more, I think of that f***ing record. That ain't us. We can make it. We gotta believe. We gotta be mentally strong. When we tired, that's when we gotta put our fundamentals together. That's when we gotta be more focused. When we tired, look across the field and see how tired they are. That should give you more effort. Be like, I'm gonna beat his ass. I'm gonna get fundamentally strong.
Like I wanna wake you up at 3 o'clock in the morning and go, come on man, we're going running. Like let me see what you do when you're tired. Let me see how you push yourself. Come on man, get up. Get up again tomorrow. Get up again tomorrow. Get up again tomorrow. The next day. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Keep going. How long can you maintain a positive attitude?
They're watching you, big dog. They're watching you. And guess what? Each and every one of those motherfuckers are waiting. They're waiting for you to drop the ball. They're waiting for you to come up short. They're waiting for them to be able to say, we were right. He doesn't have him in him. He doesn't have the dog in him. This is up to you. This one shot, this one opportunity. You're gonna be tested, big dog. But if the world doesn't believe in you, just know I can do. And you're gonna go out there and absolutely kill it. Every goal you have, you're smashing. This is our year. Let's go out and get it. It's time to level up. Let's go.
Wake up, suckers. It's over. I don't give a what you were, it's what you are, motherfucker. Think of what your ancestors did. Think about what they did, and then think about what you're gonna do. You get back out there and do it again, and again the next fucking thing. Suckers. So somebody says, you're the motherfucking man.
It's time to get back to work. Stop hearing yourself talk. Get back to the mental lab.
I asked a cameraman up there, I'm like, hey, I said, how did Goggins look? And he's like, well, he had his shirt off and it was cold rain. He's had his shirt off and he was saying, they don't know me, son, and saying all this stuff. I said, who was he saying that to? And he's like, there's nobody up here.
There you go. Nobody works like David in this house. 13, come on. 14, come on. 15, shut that muscle down. 16, come on. Get it. 17. They don't know me, son. Get it. 18. They don't know me, son. Get it. 19. They don't know me, son. Yeah.
Hard work, dedication, hard work, a one-man army.
one-man army. The world can go against me. I'ma still come out on top. I got God on my side. All I say, any fighter, he can say what they want to say. You put him in front of me, I'm gonna beat him. You better believe that. I'm the king.
You have to work harder than you think you possibly can. You can't hold grudges. It's hard, but you can't hold grudges. And it doesn't matter how you get knocked down in life, because that's gonna happen. All that matters is that you gotta get up.
Stay focused. Don't listen to nobody. Don't listen to nobody, homie. What's on your mind, just do it. Because what's destined for you, you gonna get it.
A winner knows that he's destined for greatness. And no matter how many people around him tell him to slow down, be careful, watch out, that's too risky, you don't have the genetics, the DNA, the money, the mind, the brain power for that. A winner locks onto their fucking goals and keeps going. That's what the winner does.
Run as hard as you can. Same thing with a swim. What do? Swim as hard as you can. Same thing with the obstacle course. The motivation won't be there. 3.5 miles into a 4-mile timed run, you're dying. You feel like you're gonna die. What do? You gotta have the discipline to keep pushing. Otherwise, you're not gonna make the time.
What people understand is that they live for themselves, not knowing that you have the power within yourself to change millions of lives by facing life, by facing yourself.
So he said, I won a Super Bowl so I can rest now. So he throws up about 325, boom. And he rests for about 2 seconds. Then he's boom, boom, boom. Did you see that? He'd already won a Super Bowl. He said, I think I'm gonna take a rest. And he rests for how long? 1 second. Most of you won't be successful because when you're studying and you get tired, you quit. And I'm here to tell you today, if you somebody came in my office the other day crying. I said, look, don't cry to give up, cry to keep going. Don't cry to quit. You already in pain, you already hurt, get a reward from it. Don't go to sleep until you succeed. Listen to me. I'm here to tell you today that you can come here, you can jump up, you can do flips, you can be excited when we give away money. But listen to me, you'll never be successful until I don't have to give you a dime to do what you do.
I know of no better life purpose than to perish in attempting the great and impossible. The fact that something seems impossible shouldn't be a reason to not pursue it. That's exactly what makes it worth pursuing. Where would the courage and greatness be if success was certain and there was no risk? The only true failure is shrinking away from life's challenges.
Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today, if you're going to be successful, you've got to be willing to give up sleep. You got to be willing to work off for 3 hours of sleep, 2 hours. If you really want to be successful, some days you're going to have to stay up 3 days in a row. Because if you go to sleep, you might miss the opportunity to be successful. That's how bad you got to want it. You got to go days without, listen to me, you got to want to be successful so bad that you forget to eat. Beyonce said once she was on the set doing her thing, 3 days had gone by, she forgot she didn't eat. Because she was engaged. I never forget when 50 Cent was doing his movie, I did a little research on 50, and 50 said that when he wasn't doing the movie, he was doing the soundtrack. And they said, when do you sleep, 50? Sleep, he said, sleep is for those people who are broke. I don't sleep. Said I got an opportunity to make a dream become a reality.
We're not on this stage just because of talent or ability. We're up here because of 4 a.m. We're up here because of 2-a-days or 5-a-days. We're up here because we had a dream and let nothing stand in our way. If anything tried to bring us down, we used it to make us strong. We were never satisfied, never finished, will never be retired.
You see this guy here staring back at you? That's your toughest opponent. Every time you get into the ring, that's who you're going against. believe that in boxing, and I do believe that in life. But it ain't about how hard you hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. How much you can take and keep moving forward. That's how winning is done.
It's not that simple.
Why not?
No, that's the biggest lie I was ever told. It's not that simple. And it's a lie they tell you over and over again.
What's not simple?
Any of it. All of it. It's how they get you to give up. They say it's not that simple, Vinny.
So what's the truth?
That it is. That if you just do the thing that they tell you you can't, then it's done. And you realize it is that simple. That it always was.
You can be anything you want to be. Remember, the saddest thing in life is wasted talent. You could have all the talent in the world, but if you don't do the right thing, then nothing happens. But when you do right, guess what? Good things happen.
It's your life. You gotta take it now and do something with it. Yes, you grew up on the wrong side of town. Yes, your family was poor. Yes, you didn't have the things that you needed in life. Yes, you didn't get to go to the right schools to set you up to go to Harvard, Yale, whatever. Yes, you're right. But how long you gonna hold on to that? What you thought was a curse is a curse when you blame. But what you thought was a curse, when you take ownership, you see blessings in it.
Most people struggle their whole life to find out who they are. Struggle their whole life to find out what defines them, what they actually enjoy and what they don't.
You start putting yourself in situations that suck, you'll find yourself.
Yeah.
You'll find it real quick.
That is the thing, right? And that's one of the things that I've gotten from paying attention to you, is that you what you're preaching, what you're talking about is finding yourself through struggle.
That's it. It's the only way to find yourself. Whenever you think you can't, the confidence comes from the thing that you built. You must build belief. You must build confidence. It can't be like, hey, I'm gonna knock that shit out. You gotta look over here and say, I can knock that shit out. It's belief, and it's built on what you put in to yourself.
Life doesn't happen to you. We all think that life happens to me, right? Life happens for you. It happens for you. I mean, opportunities will come to you every day. It's either for you, you can remain scared of the opportunities, or you can embrace them and take them. What I finally realized that, and I want to share this with you, if you give up on your dreams, what do you have left? Nothing. I can't live that way. I have to live on the edge. You know, if it wasn't bodybuilding, I'd probably be a motorcycle or cross country, jumping cars or something crazy. But that's why I'm in this business. It's never been about the money. It's always been about the love of the game and the energy I gain from it.
If you can see it here and you have the courage enough to speak it, it will happen.
Right now, it's easy to be happy. It's easy to smile. Those are the good times. The good times. Those times don't need to be trained. You know, I had to train myself for good times. Those times, for most people, don't need to be trained. What I'm trying to give you all is the misery of sometimes we go through in life. Those are the times we don't want to fucking talk about. We want to skip forward to peace. Let's just fucking fuck all this. Let's skip all this pain and suffering and misery of real life. Let's cover it over, nice big blanket, and let's find peace. No. sorry. It's not possible. You gotta go into that fucking hellhole of life that you have that fucked you up and fix it. And that's what I'm here to do.
Pride is something that everybody misses. That having pride in your name, your performance, the way that you show up for other people is something that you can do. But you need to do something that is worthy of being prideful about, right? What would have had to have happened in a week for you to look back on that week with pride? Okay, maybe stop breaking promises to yourself. When you say, I'm going to wake up tomorrow at 7 a.m., and when the option comes to hit the snooze button, don't do it. There's one win that you've got for the day. That's action, right? And it is just, it's tried to say the Peterson clean your room thing, but the reason that that works is that you start with the smallest ever step and you expand out from that. You want to become a writer. You want to leave your job and become a writer. Okay, can you commit to writing one blog post on Substack per week for the next 3 weeks? That would make you feel like less of a loser if you did that.
Let the laughs, the mockery, the comments, the jokes that they cracking on the text chain, whatever it is they doing, let that be the fuel to remind you that what God is doing, people are laughing, and they're laughing because they're noticing. If they're not laughing, then you should be a little concerned about what you're doing.
Yeah. If you knew the shit that I really did, you'd be A-okay with this cussing, but I quit worrying about people a long time ago. People ain't got no heaven for you. People can't save you. And then I was thinking one day, if the scripture is true, that there's none perfect, no, not one. There are no perfect, but there is a heaven. If it ain't no perfect people, who going to heaven? Because ain't nobody perfect. So who's going? So I think y'all ought to just get to hoping just like I'm hoping that when we get up to the gate, God is grading on the curve.
You don't know where you're going. You're lost, you know what I mean? You have no direction. So for me, I feel like both of them together, when you have the vision and you're able to manifest, and you also put the work in, magic happens, man. Magic, that's where the magic is, but a lot of people never get there. Unfortunately, a lot of people we're blessed that we can dream. And we're blessed that we can dream. That's one thing I've realized, because a lot of people, even from the impoverished parts of London, will be lucky to have my old job. You know, from where I'm from Nigeria, a lot of people will be blessed to have my old job, and they'll be like, yo, I have a great job, I can send money back home, this and that. But yeah, I just had bigger dreams. I just knew what I wanted. So I feel like I'm spoiled that I can dream the way I do, and I can manifest the way I do. So I never take it for granted, and I realize the position I'm in. I'm privileged. I'm very privileged.
To me, the mentality is a really simple one, in the sense that the confidence comes from preparation. You know, so when the game's on the line, I'm not asking myself to do something that I haven't done thousands of times before, right? So when I prepare, I know what I'm capable of doing, I know what I'm comfortable doing, and I know what I'm not comfortable doing. Right? And so in those moments, if it looks like I'm ice cold or not nervous, it's because I've done it thousands of times before, so it's one more time.
It reads, it's all in your mind. Whatever you hold in your mind will tend to occur in your life. If you continue to believe as you have always believed, you will continue to act as you have always acted. You will continue to get what you have always gotten. If you want different results in your life or your work, all you have to do is change your mind.
And if I had only started with just doing what I was supposed to do,
I could have done 4 or 5 other things that I was also supposed to do by this exact same point.
What's the truth, damn it?
I'm afraid! Alright? You wanna hear me say it? You wanna break me down? Alright, I'm afraid! For the first time in my life, I'm afraid. Nothing is real if you don't believe in who you are. I don't believe in myself no more, don't you understand? What if I don't believe? That's it. He's finished, it's over, that's it. The truth is, I don't want to lose what I got. In the beginning, I didn't care about what happened to me. I go in the ring, I get busted up, I didn't care. But now there's you, there's the kid. I don't want to lose what I got.
Stop thinking, worrying, looking over your shoulder, wondering, doubting, fearing, hurting, hoping for some easy way out, struggling, grasping, confusing, itching, scratching, mumbling, bumbling, grumbling, humbling, stumbling, numbling, rambling, gambling, tumbling, scumbling, scrambling, hitching, hatching, bitching, moaning, groaning, honing, boning, horse shitting, hair splitting, nitpicking, piss trickling, nose sticking, ass gouging, eyeball poking, finger pointing, alleyway sneaking, long waiting, small stepping, evil eyeing, back scratching, searching, purging, besmirching, grinding, grinding away at yourself. Stop it and just do. When you beat me, I heard all over and I didn't want to know from nothing or nobody, not even my kids. The hell, every fighter knows that hurt, and we get sick inside trying to live with it. So don't back off now. Make it right for yourself, or you'll be sorry you didn't. We held the greatest title in the whole world, babe. You lost that fight, Rob, for all the wrong reasons. You lost your edge. All right, I know your manager dying had you all messed up inside. But the truth is, you didn't look hungry. Now, when we fought, you had that eye of the tiger, man, the edge. And now you gotta get it back. And the way to get it back is to go back to the beginning. You know what I mean?
Satan got one job: to keep you from your destiny. The devil don't ever want you to be what God created you to be. So guess what? When you discover your gift and you think, I'm about to make a move and go be what God created me to be, then here go the devil. You got this job over here, you gonna lose your 401k. Life is hard. See, for every time you have a plan, a dream, an aspiration, or a goal, do you know what happens every time you have one of those? This thing comes along called life. It happens to everybody. Life has disappointments, it's got peaks and valleys.
Because you can't finish anything until you start something. But there's always the fear of expectation when we go to loose anything creative out to a world waiting. It's the unknown. And so it stays in our head, and it's safe there, and it's warm, and we can realize it. But in order for us to loose it and get it out there to finish, we have to start writing it down. And as we write those features, and as it starts to take shape in front of us, the words just keep building and spilling off the page. And then all of a sudden that intimidation comes in, that expectation rises, and we're like, oh my God, I can't meet that. And worse yet, is we look out to that world and we start to project our expectation on them.
What I'm saying is I'm always waiting for everything to be perfect before I live my life. I'm always waiting for everything to be perfect before I live my life. As soon as these things line up, I'm gonna live my life. As soon as this new medicine I'm using helps me, and as soon as this shirt I ordered come in, and as soon as I learn Spanish, that ain't my shit. As soon as I learn Spanish really well, like I'm a blue belt or whatever in it. But I always want to wait till everything's perfect. Dustin Poirier noticed that about me. And he said to me point blank, he said, hey man, you can't wait for everything to be perfect to start living your life. You can't wait for everything to be perfect.
Sometimes it should go the other people's way. It shouldn't always go your way. So you get motivated by the losses. You stay motivated through the winning. What you can control is your process. You can control those intangibles. You can control the work ethic, the consistent discipline, your attitude, your culture, how much you care. All those things are in you. They just need to be drawn out of you. And really, when you're in that position that you feel like you're got those pretty well under control, then you start passing those on to the other people that you're working with, that are parts of your team. Because I don't care how good any one of you are sitting out there. It doesn't matter unless you got a great team around you. You could be great. You probably are great.
I can't wait, man. It's not all I'm never gonna get to that where everything's okay, where everything looks a certain way. And in the meantime, I'm burning the best time I do have available. I'm burning that candle up. I'm burning this candle down, and I'm saying as soon as it gets bright enough or warm enough in here, I'm gonna show up. But the candle's getting smaller. It's a trap.
Don't do things just because you think you're going to get something for it. That's not why we do things. Yeah. Do what's interesting to you. Follow what's interesting. Don't worry about the outcome.
Yeah.
We don't know. We can't predict the outcome. We can never predict the outcome. Follow your own inner guide. It directs us. It might not make sense. It might not make sense to us. Might not make sense to anyone else. Certainly won't make sense to anyone else. But it might not even make sense to us. And that's okay. It's fine.
Yeah.
Listen to yourself. Why is it telling you this? Why is it telling you this?
When you want to excel at something, what must you have? Did I just hear somebody say passion in the audience? You know what passion is? Passion is an emotion. It's an emotion without an action. Passion will get you nowhere. Inner drive will get you nowhere unless you act on it. You have to act on your passion. You have to act on your inner drive. Don't let those feelings stay inside of you. You got to know what to do with them. You got to know how to make them work in order to get what you want.
They have some idea in their head, some kind of a vision of what they want to do, but they don't know where to start. They don't know where to start it, They don't know where to start. And so they say, hey, where do I start? And when's the best time to start? And I have a very simple answer for that. Here and now. That's it. You want to improve, you want to get better, you start right here. And when do you start? You start right now.
For me, recovery is sleep.
Sleep, yeah.
Yeah, most important things.
Yeah.
Between trainings, like at least 2-3 hours. All my life, I was like daytime, I was sleeping. Like from maybe 11 to 1, maybe 12 to 2, maybe 2 to 4, Between trainings, you have to sleep because you train so hard morning, 2 hours, and night, you have to train 2.5. You need rest, you have to rest. A lot of people, they use like morning, they train, go work, because most of the people, they have to make money, not every fighters can like just don't work, you know, and they have to they not focused, they working, training, it's 50-50, no. If you wanna make money, okay, go to work, but if you wanna sacrifice your life and become the best, no, you cannot work. You have to rest between trainings, and night time you have to be fresh on training.
I think if you want a certain outcome, it's going to take a certain amount of effort, and that's reality. If you want to travel the world in a van and go camping, and that's all you want to do, that's not going to take a whole lot.
Yeah.
All right. If you want to build a multi-billion-dollar operation that changes people's lives, that's going to go down in history as one of the fucking great iconic American companies, that's going to take a little bit more than living in your fucking van.
Right.
Okay. And then there's levels in between. The ultimate lesson here is this: everybody's on their own path. And I don't want to judge someone for wanting to be free and easy. I just want you to understand that there's a cost to that. And the cost that you're going to have to that isn't going to come until later.
The margins, guys, in life, that dictates a champion. Someone that's remembered and not forgotten. The legacies of life, the role models, the one that stands those tests of time I always talk about. Don't know terms like good enough. It's too fucking hard. And they failed over and over and over again so many times that they've learned what it takes to succeed. With failure comes success, and with success comes blueprints of fundamental principles that lead to success.
Really, the truth is, most people need to shut the fuck up and focus on that version of themselves they want to become and actually be willing to become it. And that's what's ultimately going to create the fulfillment that you're looking for. It's not going to be your cold plunge. It's not going to be your morning routine. It's not going to be your journaling. It's not going to be your grounding. It's not going to be your granola lunch. It's not going to be you living in the fucking van. It's not going to be your therapy. It's going to be the work that you fucking do to become that version of yourself that is the exact version that you know you're supposed to become, and then being proud of it. That's what's going to create the fulfillment that you're searching for. And all of this other shit is just band-aid shit to try and fix something that you know is a real problem in yourself.
If you want to know something about yourself, sit on your bed one night and say to yourself, you got to mean this. Like, you got to be desperate. This is no game, this. My life is not everything I want it to be. And perhaps it's not everything that I need it to be. And by need, I mean my life is so unbearable that the suffering that's attendant upon that is make me nihilistic, cynical, bitter, resentful, homicidal, genocidal, unable to have a good relationship, prone to punish people for their virtues because of my jealousy, driving the proclivity to see evil everywhere except within my own heart. Like, these are problems, man. And you ask yourself, you sit on the bed and say, okay, man, I'm ready to learn something. Like, what's one thing I'm doing wrong that I know I'm doing wrong that I could fix, that I would fix?
Finding myself in a world where there's so many seen opinions about yourself, when everybody's telling you who and what you are, you know, learning how to live, you know, growing up and then like, and it's so wild. I've been doing this for 25 years straight, you know, and that's a wild thing to think about. But man, more than half of my life has been my identity has been through the work that I've been doing, and growing up with, you know, social media, what didn't exist, now it does. At a point where I'm old enough to understand what that can do. So I'm obsessed with finding myself now after and not having to prove anything to anybody other than myself.
How do I want to be remembered? And that's the problem, man. Like nowadays, people don't give a fuck how they're remembered. They don't give a fuck about their family. Everybody's equal. Their mom is equal to them. Their dad's equal to them. They're growing. Everybody's fucking equal. So it's a tough question to ask because when I grew up, my mom worked 3 fucking jobs and all I wanted to do, and she got her fucking ass damn near murdered. And it took her down a dark hole. And I saw this. That helped me grow up to say, all I want to do is retire my mother when I get older. That's all I want to fucking do. And thank God I did that.
Stop listening to the normality of life and everyone saying the way it is the way it's going to be for you. The way it is for you is blood, sweat, and tears today to create a foundation of strength for tomorrow. Those days combined into whatever dream you want to be reality. We are always fighting for that edge, always fighting for that opportunity. So it's not past, it's not missed, but lived.
If you get to that point where you do exactly what you say you're gonna do, you're gonna get to the next level. All right, so let's get started. What is that one thing that you're saying that I am going to get this thing done and I'm gonna make my dreams become a reality? Now, if E.T. can do it, anybody can do it.
When you had that third failure in a row, did you think, I need to pack this in?
Never.
Why not?
I don't ever give up.
There are people who've been in the rocketry business for decades who say about you that you don't know what you don't know.
Well, I suppose that's true of anyone. How can anyone know what they don't know?
But when critics say you can't do this, your answer to them is,
we've done it.
Just keep moving. Don't start feeling sorry for yourself. Don't spend time blaming and talking about what happened to you. See, whatever you talk about, that's what you multiply and expand in your life experience. So don't talk about stuff unless you want it to keep on happening to you, all right?
How can I work hard for something and my performance is not based upon the outcome? How can I work and my effort and my motivation and my drive is not based upon what the product will be, but more so based upon me taking pride in what I do? And so I came up with this thing called process over product, and I firmly believe the process saved my life. And what I mean by the process, I'm talking about the way I handle my business on a daily basis and the way I go about every single aspect of my life. I live by this thing called empty the bucket. And when people hear it, they think it's a cute slogan, empty the bucket, but what they don't understand, it's an unspoken law, and empty the bucket is an unspoken law of accountability and responsibility to me on this earth and my existence and everybody that is